many in the, I would say, black travel sphere are fake outraged about the recent, I guess, reversal of Obama's travel policy or Cuba policy by Donald Trump. I've never seen so many people being radical, how they're going to break the law, they have to swim from Florida to Cuba just to get to Cuba. You know, hell no, we won't go. We're going to be defiant, and we're going to fight in the name of old school Chevys, cheap cigars, and Obama's non-legacy, just to go to Cuba because Trump is reversing some of the rules in regards to traveling to Cuba. I've never seen black people this defiant and radical to travel to a place. But the question is now, why aren't you this radical and defiant to travel to anywhere in Africa? I mean, black people are talking about building underground railroads from America to Cuba just to get to Cuba. They're talking about being inconvenient and going out of the way just to get to Cuba. But when it's time to go to Africa, and it's like, hey, you can catch a direct flight from New York City to Accra, Ghana, or from Washington, D.C. to Dakar, Senegal, and you don't need a visa to go to Senegal as long as you have an American passport. Nah, man, I don't know about all that, man. Shit, I don't know, man. I don't know about Senegal, man. I don't know about Africa, man. But these same people are defiant and radical just to go to Cuba. All in the name of Tony Montana, Cuban cigars, and some old school Chevys. Now, I understand there are some black people who are connected to Cuba, but that is 0.00000000001%. Okay? Everybody else who are the radical travel, these people who are just going to be radical and revolt and find a way to Cuba have no connection to Cuba outside of Scarface. So again, they would much rather be inconvenient, buck the system, be radical just to go to Cuba. But when you can catch a direct flight from DC to Senegal and you don't even need a visa, all you have to have is a U.S. passport, and you can walk right into Senegal. Nah, man, I don't know about all that stuff, man. Shoot, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. I just, shit, man. I heard Senegal ain't safe, man. I heard it ain't safe. I don't know, man. I don't know about the car, man. I just don't know. But when it comes to going to Cuba, people are radical and militant all of a sudden. I just don't get it. Which leads me to another point. In Trump's speech, he mentioned returning Assata Shakur back to America. Now, people were, I guess, tweeting Trump saying hands off Assata Shakur. But we have to understand, okay? Barack Obama, number one, under Barack Obama, Assata Shakur is placed on the top 10 FBI list, most wanted list in the world, like number 2, under Barack Obama. Then with that being said, when Barack was giving out the presidential pardons, he chose Chelsea Manning over Assata Shakur and Pete O'Neill. That's who he chose, Chelsea Manning. But no one was going after Barack. Y'all were giving Barack a pass and making all sorts of excuses and dancing and whatever, and just giving Barack all types of excuses. But now you want to be mad at Trump. So remember, Barack Obama chose Chelsea Manning over Assata Shakur and Pete O'Neal. That's who he chose, Chelsea Manning and Dope Boys over our political prisoners. That's who we chose. Chelsea Manning over Assata Shakur and Pete O'Neal. Barack Obama did that. Under Barack Obama, Assata Shakur was placed on the FBI most wanted list. Top 10. Under Barack Obama. And those are the facts. Don't believe me, look it up. So again, stop with the fake outrage with Cuba and just be that radical and going to Africa. Be that radical. And with Assata Shakur, I hope she doesn't get caught. I hope the Cubans don't turn her over. But again, under Obama, she was placed on the most wanted list. And again, he chose Chelsea Manning over Assata Shakur. But y'all still love Obama and will make all types of excuses for Obama. And in fact, I'm going to take it to another level. Donald Trump said in his speech, this is what he said. He said if Cuba wants the sanctions lifted, that Cuba will have to give up all political prisoners and return them back to America. I guarantee you, some of y'all would choose the opportunity to go to Cuba, a direct flight from Atlanta to Cuba. You would choose that over Assata Shakur. You would rather have Assata captured and return to America just so you can go to fucking Cuba. That's how some of you guys sound right now. Seriously. If Donald Trump came to you guys and said, look, I will allow you guys to fly direct from Atlanta or America to Havana, to Cuba. All I want is for you guys to turn over Assata Shakur. Many of you guys would do it. That's how you guys were sounding on Facebook today. I've never seen so many people emotional to just go to Cuba, to a place, to a country. But then when it's time to go to Africa and you don't have to go through none of this hassle, it's dusty excuses out the door. Follow me on social media. Search for Uhuru on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Facebook. Go to www.dynasamir.com. Check out our indigenous African art, jewelry, fashion, accessories. Go to searchforuhuru.com. Learn more information on the documentary we're shooting. Go to Amazon.com. Go to Amazon.com. Search your name, Dynasamir. Buy a book. I've written several of them, so please support and buy one. Dynasamir, the Kafatan Don. Till next time, I'm out.